Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to Sir Shazali. So we are from Group 4 and today we'll be presenting to you for our seminar 2, subject MAF651, the environmental costs and benefits. But before I proceed, let me introduce to you our presenter for today. First thing first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Aimin Nabilah binti Abdul Rahman. The second one is Nur Fatihah binti Abu Hanifah. The next one is Nurul Atika Shahira binti Qasim, and our last presenter is Nurul Syariah binti Fazlisha. So I will begin with the introduction. The environmental costs are actually associated with creation, detection, remediation, and prevention of environmental degradation. The organization can actually control the costs associated with the environmental impact of their organizational business operation with a good environmental cost management. So I will proceed with the definition for the environmental costs first. The environmental costs are those incurred by companies, directly or through third parties, to prevent, reduce, or repair damage to the environment arising from their operating activities. For the environmental cost benefit analysis, it is actually the application of CBA to projects or policies that have the deliberate aim of environmental improvement of actions that somehow affect the natural environment as an indirect consequences. For the purposes and objectives, the first one is the purpose of environmental cost accounting is to provide economic entities, local and governmental collectivities with an accurate assessment of the impact of an economic entity's productive activity on the environment. Also, it provides guidelines for organizations to follow authority-imposed regulations in order to conserve our environment. So that's all from me, and I will pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Thank you for the clear explanation. Now, I'll describe the four types of environmental costs. The first is prevention costs. It refers to costs of activities performed to avoid the production of waste that could harm the environment. This includes the cost of recycling products and training staff. Next, detection costs. These are the costs of monitoring environmental issues that a company is accountable for. Costs associated with product inspection and contamination testing are examples. For the third cost, which is the cost of internal failure, are the costs of activities that must be carried out when a company produces contaminant and waste that is not yet released into the environment. Examples include treating toxic waste and maintaining pollution equipment. Finally, external failure costs. These are the expenses such as fines, penalties, or lost sales that a company will face if it releases waste into the environment. Cleaning up oil spills or a contaminated river, for example, can be costly. Proceed with the 5 tiers of environmental costs. The first tier is conventional costs. These include direct costs such as capital expenditure, raw materials, and additional operating and maintenance costs that will reduce environmental impacts. The cost of monitoring and reporting action to comply with regulation are included in second-tier costs or known as hidden costs. As the name implies, these expenditures may be difficult to locate and report because they are frequently disguised in multiple overhead accounts. Contingent costs are the third tier, a future expense that may arise as a result of non-compliance with regulation, such as fines or penalties for failing to clean up contaminated sites. The fourth tier of costs is the relationship and image costs, which is concerned with intangible costs and benefits that represent the perspective of many stakeholders, such as employees, customers, and communities. Last tier is societal costs, are extremely difficult to identify and quantify. Costs are imposed on others, the environment, and society, for which they are not legally liable and cannot be paid through the legal system. Now, I'll pass to the next presenter.
Thank you to Fatin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nura Atika Shaira binti Qasim. And now I will proceed with our seminar, which is Benefit of Environmental CBA. Firstly, the benefit is focuses on data-driven decision making. Cost-benefit analysis often focuses on facts and data to help companies and businesses make decisions more easily and free them from personal bias or preferences. Examining the abstract expenses the businesses will accrue and if those expenses will lead to beneficial results can help businesses clearly identify if the choice is good for them to make. It can also provide project managers with fact-based evidence to support their new project idea and effectively present them to company executives. Secondly, it provides a competitive advantage. Cost-benefit analysis can help companies develop an advantage over competing businesses because it can help them quickly create innovative ideas and determining how they can stay relevant in the current market. Continuously generating new ideas and performing a cost-benefit analysis on them can help companies stay competitive and create products and services that are more attractive to potential customers. Using cost-benefit analysis can help them avoid any projects that might provide them with various challenges or issues, causing a loss in profit or competitiveness. And the last one is make some decision easier. Through some decision made with cost-benefit analysis might need some careful consideration. The process often simplifies a lot of decision for companies and businesses because they can clearly see the correlation between the expenses and project result. If we know that a project will generate more cost than benefit, then quickly determine that the project may not be worth to the company time and resources. Alternatively, if we see that the benefits are greater than the cost, then can more effectively determine how those benefits will affect the company in the long term. Next is the limitation of CBA. The major limitations of CBA are firstly, market imperfection. Cost-benefit analysis work best in a regime of perfectly competitive market with a large number of sellers and buyers, none of whom in a position to dominate the market. But this condition is hardly met in actual practice. They are manipulated and there are government whose intervention distort the market feature. Hence, market price need to be adjusted before this can be used to CBA. Secondly, quantification of intangibles. Attempt made to measure items of value that are generally unmeasurable means approximation to be a perfect representation of the true value. The use of value judgment and assumption become unavoidable. Thus, the quantification of intangible is particularly susceptible to manipulation. And lastly is discount rate and intergenerational equity. Traditional CBA tends to give little weight to costs that occur far in the future and overly emphasize short-term gains. This is because a high discount rate tends to give a lower value to benefit which occur after long periods. It does not the same for the negative effect that may arise in the distant future. It is therefore important that intertemporal equity issues for an integral part of each decision-making process. That's all from me. Thank you. And now I will pass to the next presenter, Fatin.
A cost-benefit analysis is the process of comparing the projected or estimated costs and benefits associated with a project decision. As mentioned earlier for the definition, the CBA is one of the cornerstones of environmental economic analysis. The benefit of the analysis is that it allows for the creation of benchmark for comparing projects. Measuring social benefits also aids in determining whether a company's mission and vision are being met in the long run. It also helps in determining whether the project is worth the capital investment, resulting in more informed decision. Cost-benefit analysis, on the other hand, is not appropriate for major projects with a lengthy time horizon since it may overlook critical concerns. Another disadvantage is that the CBA must be built using a variety of estimation and forecasts, which may turn out to be inaccurate or even biased. There are 5 steps to be undertaken for cost-benefit analysis. First, create a framework that outlines the objective, current situation, and the extent of the analysis. Next, make a list of all costs and benefits of the decision. Consider what resources that will be needed and what the decision consequences will be. After then, value each of the costs and benefits that have been outlined. Direct costs, indirect costs, and direct benefits can all be given a monetary value, while for intangible costs and indirect benefits, assign KPIs. Now comes the exciting part. analyzing costs and benefits, and make a recommendation. At last, the decision made must be the most beneficial to the company and meet its objective.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Nurul Sharia and I will continue this presentation on environmental law. So what is environmental law? Environmental law looks at all the factors that pertain to an economy and its production and industries to assess its impact on the environment and to propose regulation that will reduce environmental harm. Environmental law is necessary to combat issues related to the environment and conservation of natural resources. So what is the importance of environmental law? The environment is important for human existence. To protect the environment, it is important to have some legislation in place. The environmental law provides guidelines so that we can take care of the environment in an effective manners. Environmental law is important because it provides protection to human health and the environment and manage waste in the proper way. It is also important to govern industry and manufacturing and also to protect environment officers. Component of environmental law is waste management, food production, water reserve, pollution control and remediation, flora and fauna, mining, and also emissions and construction. In Malaysia, the government has enacted several laws in order to address environmental issues. Okay, I will explain a few examples of act related. Okay, the first one is the Environmental Quality Act 1974. This act is related to the provision for the prevention, abatement, control of pollution as well as the enhancement of the environment and for latter purposes. Some of the law is Section 22 until 25 of Demonstration on the Pollution of the Atmosphere, Noisy Pollution, Pollution of the Soil and Pollution of the Inland Water. The second one is the Fisheries Act 1985. This is a Malaysian Federal Act relating to the administration and management of fisheries including the conservation, management and development of maritime and estuarine fishing and fisheries in Malaysian fisheries water as well as protection to aquatic mammals, turtles and riverine fishing in Malaysia. One of the law is Section 26 describing fishing with explosive, poisons and more. Lastly is National Forestry Act 1984. The Act aims at promoting the uniformity of the laws of the cities of Malaysia regarding the administration, management, and conservation of forests and forestry development within the nation-states of Malaysia as well as other related purposes. These policies are designed to ensure that forest management areas should be protected from illegal harvesting, unauthorized settlement, and other unpermitted activities. Okay, one of the law is Section 81, discuss the prohibited acts in permanent reserve forest. The business that we choose is Nike. Nike is best known for its footwear apparel and equipment and is the world's largest athletic apparel company. Nike has made significant progress towards the company's environmental and social goals and the company's growth. Strategy include a vision for a low-carbon, closed-loop future. To get this work, it has established 3 strategic goals, which are to reduce environmental footprint, transport manufacturing, and unleash human potential. The cost incurred in the business is direct cost, which is the raw material for the product, which are polyester, rubber, leather, EVA foam, synthetic leather, and cotton. Next, Nike must incur a variety of indirect costs that contribute to the production and delivery of the product and services, which include utility costs, rent, and other overheads such as departmental expenses. The costs incurred also reduce productivity levels of existing product due to the new product introduction and decreased customer satisfaction levels due to the changes in services delivery process. The last one is the company lose benefit or opportunities when a business reject one project for another. The benefit gained by Nike are sales of the company's product, which include footwear, apparel, equipment, and accessories which generate revenue. Next benefit is improved investment in product innovation and technology leads to increased consumer word of mouth and become a part of their customer journey by developing a small slot in suitable chair. Next, the introduction of the new product boosts sales force in motivation because they now have a better product than their competitors. Lastly, the competitive benefit are Nike as the first mover advantages. Nike is able to charge a premium for its product because of its strong brand and celebrity of sports star endorsement, which help to put a close bond between the company and its client. That's all from me. Now I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you to Nurul Sharia. Now we have finally reached the end of our seminar. To sum up what we have discussed earlier, the environmental policy has been strongly influenced by concern of human health, and international trade causes the business to adopt the policies for the sustainability. And it also important to the organization to take consideration on the environmental cost and its benefit in order to sustain their business as well as protect the environment. That's all from our group and thank you for listening.